Hello everyone, it's January 8th, 2013. It's Tuesday. It's Harp Tuesday! Happy New Year everybody! I'm quite excited about this episode because it's something new. I've never done this before. This was a suggestion that somebody emailed me, and that was to record both parts of a duet and post those as separate videos so that we could play a virtual duet together. Which I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Let's try it. So I've taken the Bach Gounod Ave Maria, which of course is basically Bach's Prelude number 1, and then Gounod wrote this lovely Ave Maria tune above it. And you should be seeing links to 3 different videos. So there's a video with me playing both parts together, which is kind of interesting. And then there's the video of me just playing the accompaniment part and video of me just playing the tune. So, and you should also be seeing a link for the sheet music, which you can download in PDF version. So the idea would be then that you pick a part to play, either the accompaniment or the tune, and maybe listen to the video where I'm playing both parts, and I listen to the separate videos as well, and then try to play along with, for example, if you pick the tune, try to play along with the video of me playing the accompaniment. And yeah, so that seems kind of exciting, kind of interesting. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the 2 parts. I'll start with the accompaniment. Start with the tune, actually. And the tune, normally, of course, it would be sung. So it's just a single note and treble clef, right hand. So I haven't chosen to try to double it or anything. I've just kept it very simple. So it's quite straightforward. It can be played on the lever harp. There are a couple of lever changes, but of course the left hand's not doing anything else, so it'll be quite easy to do those changes. And it's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot to talk about here. Thinking about, we've got some long notes. Just thinking about getting a nice tone from that. Coming in, when you have this approaching from above, so you can avoid buzzing. Etc. So there's not too much to worry about here. It's fairly straightforward. As you play it, try to hear the accompaniment part in your head, which is just this steady stream of 16th notes. And I found when I was trying to play back with myself, because it's much easier to try to play the tune while you're listening to the accompaniment part. And I found that if anything, I had a tendency to come in a little bit late. So I would just, if you're trying to play it with a video, try to anticipate, try to make sure that you're not waiting to hear the downbeat, that you're coming in, so that you actually end up on the downbeat and not a little bit past it. And probably be counting in 4, I guess. We have this 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a... So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That should, get you through it fairly well. And right at the very end, again, if you're playing along with the video, so bar 36, I'm taking a little bit extra time in the accompaniment part right at the end, where we have this. And of course, if one was actually playing it, if we were both in the same room playing it, we could be listening to each other and taking a lot of time if wanted, and just, you can adjust. Whereas in this case, you're stuck with however I played it. So, so fairly straightforward. And let's just take a quick look at the accompaniment. And that, of course, is these constant 16th notes. So trying to make them as even as possible so that we hear the notes in the weak position. In other words, the ands, that they stand out just as much as the ones on the stronger spots. it just keeps on going like that. And again, try to hear the tune in your head as you're playing that, so that you might, think a tiny bit of stretching or a tiny bit of a little extra time here and there as that matches up with what the tune might want to do. And again, that's so much easier if we're both in the same room and actually playing it together live. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to play the accompaniment part with the tune, because in general, when you're playing, say in a duet situation like this, it's the part that has the moving notes that is in charge, which in this case is the accompaniment, because you're able to set the tempo and adjust the tempo. Because you have these notes happening, whereas there's no way I can give any indication that I want to go faster or slower or anything when it's just this long note sitting there. And obviously, of course, you don't want to do something ridiculous like that, but it just in general, it's when you're playing those moving notes, you're the one in charge. And so I think it's going to be a little bit harder to try to listen to the tune and match that with accompaniment, because in normal circumstances, the tune would always be trying to match the accompaniment here, in a way. I mean, we would both be obviously give and take. But I don't know, should be interesting. And with this, of course, one of the things to be aware of are some of the pedal changes as you go down. And I don't think this accompaniment part can be played very easily on the lever harp, if at all. But just being aware of what we got here. Some good pedal practice. So, it's not too intense, but there's definitely some pedal stuff going on. And at times you may want to just try to dampen a little bit of the bass to make sure things are staying fairly clean. And again, at that little bar 36, you'll hear my tune take just a tiny little bit extra time on that third and fourth beat. This is all up to the account. This is all just the tail end of the Bach prelude. And I like to, obviously you can do quite a large retard right at the end. But I definitely prefer something a little more subtle. I missed that. That was actually a little bit longer than I would want. I don't like too much of a gap between that D and the last chord. So there it is, and I'm intrigued as to whether this will work. So a bit of an experiment, and not too much to say about the pieces, but I'd love to hear any questions that you might have and what you think of this. So have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Cheers.